I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.
This is news that makes a stir. As a MotoGP observer who has observed Jorge Martin at Ducati for a long time, the racer who served the red team for 4 years was destroyed by Marc-Marquez, who had only joined the satellite Ducati for 6 months. What is this? Why did Ducati, who seemed to have made a choice on Jorge, suddenly reverse direction? This clearly hurt, so that Martin definitely left Ducati and officially joined Aprilia. The question is, what is this? And here is the full news. Yesterday, Aprilia officially announced that Jorge Martin will join them to replace Alex Espargaro. This is super surprising news when everyone was sure Martin would join the Lenovo Aprilia team. The story starts with the Mugello MotoGP test. Although few riders were on track due to rain during the test, Jorge Martin was seen standing on the pit wall with Alex Espargaro throughout the day. Perhaps they were talking about the rainy weather. But most likely it was about Jorge becoming Espargaro's successor at Aprilia. Aprilia manager Romano Albiziano's remarks in an interview on Monday further fueled the rumors. He was asked if Martin would do well on the RSGP, to which the Italian boss replied with a smile. Of course. He is one of the fastest riders on the track. Definitely yes, he exclaimed at the time. Aprilia posted an image at 17:44 in which they announced an important message at exactly 6 p.m. Speculation immediately arose: Jorge Martin or Enea Bastianini at Aprilia? Because both wanted a factory bike and to join a factory team. Then it culminated in a rumor around the paddock around 6 p.m. A Spanish crew with extensive access whispered that Marc-Marquez had been chosen by Ducati for 2025 to replace Enea. Official confirmation of the deal is expected soon. It wasn't long before the first confirmation came from Aprilia Racing boss Massimo Rivola, who was sitting in the trailer of an Aprilia truck, his office, saying, "Let me show you the new Aprilia rider who will replace Alex Espargaro," he said. Behind him when the door opened. Suddenly Jorge Martin entered in neutral clothes and shook Rivola's hand. Here MotoGP is in an uproar. Everyone is confused. I can't tell you the details, but I can tell you that it was a pretty fast deal, even very fast, from last night to today. Actually, we signed the contract at 5:30 p.m. and we announced it at 6 p.m. So it was a pretty quick decision and move for us. Indeed, since Alex decided to retire, I started to check the market of riders in the paddock, and actually many managers knocked on my door, and I think we got the best solution. Let's see if Maverick is happy to stay with us. We will try to do that. If not, we'll go back to see what the market offers. But obviously thinking of a super pair like Maverick and Jorge would be a great thing, Rivola exclaimed. Yup. Who would have thought Martin would actually leave Ducati? Yes, Marc-Marquez has ruined Jorge Martin. His dreams and hopes of joining the Lenovo factory team were dashed. It seems that Martin has been informed by Ducati about his decision, so that in the end Martin was forced to leave the team he defended for 4 years. From the beginning he wanted to join the factory team, but he was only given the Pramac satellite team by Ducati. 2 years ago, there was a tug-of-war over who would succeed Danilo Petrucci, which Enea Bastianini won. Ducati disappointed Martin, but tempered it by promising him full factory support in the Pramac team. Yes, Martin is now set to join Aprilia in 2025. Yet Ducati reportedly told Martin that he was the chosen one, between the Barcelona and Mugello races. Even then, a senior Ducati factory executive shook hands with Martin and thanked him for his patience ahead of last weekend's Italian MotoGP. At the time it seemed Ducati was confident that Marquez would accept a move to Pramac, with the same materials and support as the factory riders. But Marquez surprised Ducati by publicly stating Pramac was not an option. On the other hand, the news of Pramac Ducati team rider Jorge Martin joining Aprilia Racing in MotoGP 2025 has shocked many parties. However, according to rumors circulating, Martin's decision was based on Ducati preferring Marquez to join the factory team next season. Since the start of the 2024 MotoGP season, Ducati has been messing around with who they will choose to accompany Francesco Bagnaia at Ducati Lenovo next year. Ducati has the option of raising Martin or choosing to entrust Marquez, who has just joined the satellite team, Gresini Ducati, in 2024. However, Ducati initially had the choice of Martin. According to a report from Autosport, Tuesday, April 6, 2024, after the 2024 Catalunya MotoGP until before the 2024 Italian MotoGP took place, there was talk that Ducati would choose Martin. Ahead of the Italian series, which took place on May 31 to June 2, 2024, yesterday, senior executives of the Ducati manufacturer had even welcomed Martin. The two were seen shaking hands and thanking the leader of the standings this season for his patience so far waiting for a seat in the factory team. Ducati was confident that Marquez would not leave because he would be given a motorbike with specs like the factory team at Pramac Ducati. However, suddenly the rider nicknamed the Baby Alien said the option to move to the Pramac Ducati team was not an option because he wanted to be in the factory team. Pramac is a very good team, as Martin showed. They have great potential, but that's not an option for me. Of course, what I am looking for, as I said 3 races ago, is the latest version of the bike, Marquez said before the 2024 Italian MotoGP, quoted by Crash. This is the top priority, and if it is in the factory team, then it is much better. If you want to fight for the title, that's my intention, you have to be ready in all aspects and look for facilities, he added. If you are in the factory team, you have more facilities, and if you have the latest version of the bike, you have more facilities. The latest version of the bike is the priority, added Marquez. Marquez's words made Ducati panic. Of course, they don't want to lose Marquez, who is very experienced with his 6 MotoGP world titles. Ducati and Martin also talked again, and it was known that the Italian factory team would give 1 seat in the factory team to Marquez. That's why Martin moved quickly to find another team, because from the start he had emphasized that he would move to another factory team if he was not recruited by Ducati Lenovo. Sure enough, on Monday, June 3, 2024 early morning WIB, MotoGP announced Martin was officially defending Aprilia Racing in MotoGP 2025. Aprilia itself will be left behind by Alex Espargaro, who retires at the end of the 2024 season. So, with Martin to Aprilia, it is only a matter of time before Marc Marquez will replace Enea Bastianini in the Ducati Lenovo team in MotoGP 2025.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's